You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence keeps this channel ad-free. Hello folks, I'm Mike, this is Inkdependence, and today I have an ink for you that comes in this little vial. Well, it did because a friend of mine sent me this little vial of ink. This was from my friend Ruth, and she sent this ink out because she knew that I would like it, and she was right. In fact, I've got this much of this ink left. It is getting real low, and I might have to get a whole bottle of this because this is Wearingeul Dracula, and it is fantastic. Let's take a look. All right, here we have Wearingeul Dracula. This is on my usual Nebula casual note. This is a 90 GM squared paper, whereas it's very good for fountain pens. Flow on this one, kind of medium, maybe a little bit medium wet. It's kind of in that medium area, though, for sure. Performance, it is not going to do the best on the copy paper. I'll give you that little sneak preview. We'll see that later on in the video. Qualities, blue shimmer. Look how much blue shimmer is coming out in this. It is beautiful and joyous. I really like that blue shimmer. It's a lot of fun. I have here my St. Dupont Orfeo right here, which I picked up, I believe, at the Atlanta pen show. And this is a beautiful kind of stately silver and black pen. And St. Dupont has some of the most satisfying little slip caps on the market. Just listen to this. Listen to this action. It's so nice and it feels so soft. Great clip, beautiful pen, absolutely gorgeous nib here. I love how they curve around the feel or the feed there. It's just like, it's kind of organic and just like really pretty. I like it a lot. One thing that this does not have, though, is an amazing cap seal. It's got a pretty good cap seal, but if you look at my sample here where I wrote Wearingeul Dracula and then I was writing these, you can see it's much darker than the rest of the text, and that's because like just some of the ink had dried up a little bit in the feed. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. But after I did this, I started back up at the top, and you can see that immediately it is a brighter red. You get more shimmer, just kind of like really let go, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this ink. Yes, good. So a few words in, it was great. So really nice bright red color there. It almost shades down to like a pink at the very edges, but you don't see that in the writing samples. You only really see that in smears. So comment section, I really like this ink. Unlike these other spooky inks that you get sometimes, this is not one that is going for like the drama. This is going for whimsy, which is kind of fun. I like that a lot. Kind of like the Vampire Pigeon, which is a little bit like this as well. They both have that kind of like whimsical and not like deadly sort of vampire look here. Now, I say here, Dracula doesn't look like blood. Unless you get it on your hands. And so what I had done, actually you can still see a little bit of it right here, but I had gotten some, was it that one? I think it was. I had gotten some like right here in the crease of my thumb when I was playing with it, getting this swatch done, and it looked like I had gotten a fresh like paper cut and just started like bleeding a little bit. Like it looks like blood on your hands, like fresh blood from a cut, which is interesting. And I would never have known that if I hadn't spilled it on my hands trying to, get it out of the bottle and onto the page. So on the page, not bloody. On your finger, a little bit bloody. All right. These are coming in 30 ml bottles, which are kind of like this one right here, this little square Legacies, little 30 ml bottles, and they go for $18 to $22 depending upon where you buy it and that sort of thing. Usually this is a matter of locale, so if you're looking at it in one country versus another, it can be a little bit different price. Okay, so let's look at some water drop test. Let's look at it on some other papers. Let's look at some comparable inks, and there we go. This is a really cool one, so stay tuned. Okay, let's get some water on here. Say water drop test. I got this new little bottle and I just kind of spray it on there. So yeah, going pretty well. Looks like we're definitely getting some movement there, but I can still see the lines and dots. The letters haven't disappeared, so that's interesting. All right, let's wipe up this bloody mess here. By wipe, I mean blot, because you really want to blot it. You don't want to wipe it. That'll make it actually worse. This will just soak up the water without moving the lines if they didn't get wet. All right, so you can definitely still make out everything that was written there. I think you would definitely be able to recover your work if you dropped your coffee or your water on there. I think it would work out pretty well. You do see there's still some shimmer there, and some of the shimmer moved, which is interesting, but that's how shimmer works. So yeah, that looks pretty nice. Let's look at the chromatography. There it is. You can see a very similar sort of thing had happened, although more of it stuck around than I thought would. You definitely have a nice little line of shimmer down here. Remember, shimmer does not move on chromatography strips, just the ink does. And you can see here just like kind of reds and pinks really going on here. Mostly sort of pinkish with like this sort of cherry red up at the top. And there's kind of a blotch in the middle that never moved, which is interesting. It like got kind of stuck there, and that's just where it stayed. Really interesting stuff sometimes with chromatography. All right, let's take a look at it on a bunch of different papers. All right, first up, we have our Staples 20-pound, 30% recycled paper, and it actually looks pretty okay from this distance, but if you get close, you can definitely see there's a fair amount of feathering. We got some spreading going on there. The ink does look nice, but it's not performing super well on here. A lot of these other ones did a little bit better than that. And it definitely did some bleeding through the page. So not amazing on 20-pound, although if you're not going to use the back, it'll probably be totally fine. It won't bother you. But remember, this is bottom tier paper, not meant for fountain pen type stuff at all. So yeah, you know, it's a test, but don't use it on this paper. It just won't be, you won't be that happy with it. All right, here it is on Marmon Croquis, which is a paper that I really like. That's French for sketch. It's a very light paper, no bleed through or anything like that. A little bit of show through, but not even much of that. This is a really good paper. Check out that Marmon Croquis for sure. You can definitely see as you're writing with it here that sometimes you get a lot more shimmer than others, which is interesting. It does look a little bit darker on this paper than it did in my other test, but not a whole lot. So I like when there's shimmer in every word, but I also kind of really like how it just like pops shimmer into like here and here and here, but not around it. It's kind of interesting. Pretty cool. And then out here, Wearingeul Dracula, lots of shimmer. This part, no shimmer really. Interesting. That's kind of weird. Kind of weird, but worked out well. I think it looks nice on this paper. Here's a close-up. Next up, this is my currently inked Inky Fingers notebook. This is wheat straw paper, but kind of close to like sugarcane paper if you're trying to find something like it. And this one, they forgot to put the ink in that ink. This one, though, definitely ink in this ink, and it looks real nice on here. This is not a coated paper, I don't believe. It's just kind of the way the paper is. So it soaks in a little bit more. Looks good on there. And here we have my Galen Leather Co. Everyday book. This is Tomoe River paper. And there is the Wearingeul Dracula. And it looks really nice on Tomoe River. It doesn't look super light like some of these others. Like, I don't know, this one, they forgot to put the ink in that one. Tisk, tisk. But this one, real interesting. You can see a little bit of a scatter of that shimmer. There's so much shimmer that some of it did kind of move. It didn't, like, couldn't soak into the fibers at all. So it didn't get captured. It just kind of moves a little bit. But not too much. You're not going to get shimmer everywhere. All right, let's look at a whole bunch of different reds that are kind of shimmery and then some not so shimmery ones. I will tell you that if you have watched the video for Vampire Pigeon, these are going to be largely the same because they're very similar inks. So here is Wearingeul Dracula on a Closeups card. You can find a link for these down in the description. I get these from my friend Anna Reinhardt over at Well Appointed Desk. She is great, and so is her little Closeups and Color Ring products. Then you have Robert Oster's Vampire Pigeon. So another red, another kind of whimsical instead of like bloody red, but a different tone. This one skews more tomato, and this one goes more pink. So depending on what your favorite reds are, and also of course the shimmers are very different. This is a blue, and this is green and purple shimmer. So a lot of differences there, but like they're in the same kind of vein. And then of course Robert Oster Endless. This is an Endless Pens exclusive. New Year, New Hue, which is fairly similar in the sense that it has the same kind of like bluish shimmer going on, but very much different red here, more cranberry style. Then we have Ancient Charm 15, the Phoenix, which I have not put in a pen yet. I don't have good luck with these Phoenix inks, or rather these Ancient Charm inks. They tend to bind up in my pen a little bit from this super fine shimmer, and you can't even see the like grains of shimmer. It's just like a patch. It's really interesting, but I would say dip pens for those mostly. Then we have here Diamine and Cult pens. This is Coronation shimmer, and I think this is pretty close, actually. It's somewhere in between. So we're looking for a red with like a different sort of hue to it with the shimmer. This is blue, this is blue, this is blue, but very different reds going through here. This red's a little bit closer to this, but kind of think it's right in the middle between those two. So that's fun. All right, then we also have here Three Oysters Chili Red, which is a little bit on the warmer side of red, as is Schaefer Inferno. I don't really have anything else that's right in that color category. Just, these are all kind of like too yellowish. I don't know. This is a really interesting red. I just don't have a non-shimmer one that's that close to that. So that's cool all on its own. All right, this has been Wearingeul Dracula, which has this beautiful blue shimmer in there. Thank you, Ruth, for saying this to me to check out. I will have to get a bottle of this. In fact, I think I have a bottle on the way because I really like this. It's very good. All right, that's it, folks. I will see y'all in another video. Until then, peace out.